Don't be like that, young being.
People can hear
Come
us
on.
now. They couldn't hear you before, sorry.
Can you can they let me know if they can hear me, because my microphone's in a really awkward position. I really need one of those new stands.
You do.
I've really got no
Do you want to
money
move this?
now.
A bit.
Yeah, that's a bit better.
YouTube, can you hear me?
Can you hear it? Can you hear it?
Yeah, they
All
said
right,
we
let's
can
do
hear.
it. Oh my God, Ben.
Can you hear it?
We ready?
Yeah. Hello, hello. Where's the air horn? Why aren't you doing it? Oh, we didn't
lost.
win. Oh,
Almost.
I would
I
have
forgot what
forgotten.
week it was.
I would have forgotten if we'd won too, so to be fair. But no.
It just felt like a win a little
Did
bit,
it?
didn't it? For like 5 minutes.
Sort of. Yeah.
I don't know.
I know what you're saying.
It had the energy of a win, but never mind. It was a catastrophe in the end.
Were you discussing pod names on the way here?
No,
No.
that was
No?
I already wrote that down.
Yeah, right.
But welcome to episode 99 of Huey Crow. That's right, 99, which means next week is the big century episode. So before we get to that, we have to do this one. What are we doing? We're doing it all without Ben. Hi, Sam.
Hello, Lauren.
And hi, Dan.
Hello.
Now, we don't have Ben this evening, and the reason why will be coming up shortly.
We're saving it.
We're saving it.
Yeah.
But thanks again for joining us tonight. So we're going to talk about the game clearly, and we're going to talk about our upcoming game against the Bulldogs. We also haven't discussed a single thing that we're talking about tonight.
No, we haven't.
So
This is completely. My notes has almost got nothing in it.
I think I've got a few
As
ideas.
opposed to normal.
No, normally I got lots of notes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've never seen your note.
I've got a few ideas.
You won't.
I mean, the Arnott's Bicky chat did go off last week,
It
so I
did,
think
actually.
maybe something like around that
Something
kind of vibe.
similar.
So
Yeah, maybe.
if you've got something that you would like us to talk about during the podcast, you're in the chat. Feel free to drop your suggestions, and you can also pose us a Crows question. We haven't taken one of those for a while. Look, let's just get into it.
Every week.
Maybe that's just the official.
Maybe
Ben stats.
I have a bit of a quiz to go through first, don't you think?
Maybe it's the official Ben
Do you reckon Ben's
stats song
watching?
now.
I hope so.
If he just would have been like, oh, again.
Yeah, he's only watching the beginning to see if we remember to do his stats at the right time, and we haven't.
We haven't.
Anyway, let's get on with it. Well, this is the best. Our 99th debut player. Guess who it was?
I can see your screen,
Yeah,
so I'm
you
not going to
can
guess.
stop.
Oh, I don't know.
One of my favourites.
No, I don't know.
No,
Ian Perry. No.
it's David Gallagher.
Oh, yes, I should have picked that.
He
yeah.
played 26 games from 99 to 2001. So I was 14. That was 99. I was 14, 13, 14. So I was about 16 when he left. And I think I met him when I was about 15.
Yeah, okay.
So we could have, if only I wasn't 15, if only I was just a few years older,
Bit older.
could have been a
Yep.
dream
Could have
scenario
been
for me.
anything.
He was traded to Carlton for Ben Nelson.
Did he play a game for Carlton? I can't remember him playing when he
Dunno.
went to Carlton.
That's not in the sheet.
I'm going to
so I don't
Wikipedia that
know.
while you're doing this next bit.
Okay, sure. Next, let's have. Oh, who's half Sri Lankan? David Gallagher.
No.
What?
Is he?
That's what Vardy's saying. All right, it's the quiz time, people. 1999, we won 8 games. Where did we finish?
12th.
13th.
Sam is correct because he's looking at the answers.
No, I'm
probably.
not. I actually guessed.
Oh, okay. Just checking. All right, club champion.
McLeod?
Nope.
Prosciutto.
Nope.
Goodwin.
Nope. I mean, you're on the right path.
Tyson Edwards.
No.
He never got one.
It was another champion. Played in defence.
Ben Hart.
Yep. Got him.
Got him.
Got him. All right. Who was the leading goal kicker this year?
Darren
Chat, feel free to pipe in with this one.
Jarman.
Oh, Dan, got it.
He saw
Too
your
quick.
screen.
No, I didn't.
All right, who are the leading Brownlow vote getters in the year 1999?
Prosciutto.
Yeah.
Negative.
Oh. Who else played? Darren Jarman.
Nope. You've said one of the names already.
McLeod.
Yep, McLeod.
Oh, he actually got votes this time.
Yep. First year with votes. And the other one has already had votes previously and has been an All-Australian.
Goodwin.
No, I'm terrible at these.
Sean Wren.
Nope. Anyone in the chat? Nope.
They're not listening.
Just
They clearly
backtracking.
don't care about 99.
Oh, you go first.
It is Nigel Smart. And they had 7 votes
course.
each.
Just
Well done, Adam. You got it.
back on old mate David Gallagher, just so you know, he did play 7 games for Carlton in 2002.
Okay. Who were our All-Australian players in 1999?
Ben Hart.
It was only Ben Hart.
There you go.
And that's it.
You
That's
said
it
players.
for the quiz. Now, 1999, the people born in 1999. Darcy Fogarty.
Hey. Sold out of Darcy badges at
14
Crewmania.
years older than Darcy Fogarty. That's terrifying. Jordan Butts, Jimmy James Rowe,
Oh, Jimmy.
Andrew McPherson, and one of our best recruits, Tyler Brown.
Hey. Big, he got subbed on in round 1 last year and never came back.
Last year.
It was last year, wasn't
Was it last year or the year before?
it? Yeah, fade out.
Anyway, thank you, Ben. And also, I don't know if you saw this, Sam, but Ben actually included a photo of David Gallagher for me.
Oh,
I think.
did he?
Yeah. Didn't just give me the text. He actually gave me a picture
He did that.
as
He
well.
knew.
That is
Yeah.
nice.
So I appreciate that, Ben. It's
Yeah.
very thoughtful.
That is thoughtful.
What is pumping you up this week, Dan?
I am pretty pumped up by the announcement of why Ben's not here. Should we talk about it now?
Well-
Well, I've already just dropped it. So,
Ben did send me his pump ups,
and what? Oh,
and
well,
it includes
Let him
what's
go
pumping
first.
you up, and that is Ben has had his baby.
Yay.
Little Caleb.
Little baby Caleb.
Little Caleb, and I think the middle name's yet to be decided. I think
Well-
they're trying to choose between Riley or Rash.
yeah, Ben's thrown it to the chat, our chat, our private chat, and we have thrown up names like Riley and what was yours? Nank Rash something.
It was Solly Rashnank or Solly Nank Rash.
And I said it sounds like something you find in a nappy.
Mm.
No, Vardy. Ben is not Chase Jones's partner. But they have both had babies very quickly. Maybe they'll even go to the same school. Who knows? Does Chase live in Strathalbyn? If you've got a suggestion for
Caleb Chase.
Caleb's middle name, throw it in the chat.
Yeah.
But yes, very nice. Well, congratulations to Ben and resetting the clock now of his sleep
Yes.
patterns that he
Big
probably
love
got used to.
to Ben and Claire, and
Yes.
also Henry and Lily, who are probably very much enjoying having a new baby in the house.
Very excited.
Yes, Rob was suggested, Vardy. Also, Murphy was also suggested as a middle name.
How did you pick?
Darcy's a good one.
Caleb
Darcy?
Colin? Ooh,
Colin. Where's
a
that come
double
from?
C.
Cece.
I don't know.
Like the chips.
What about
You
Caleb,
went Triple M, so
Caleb Vardy?
Hey?
Vardy?
Vardy.
well, that's kind of like a Caleb Vardy Turnbull. Well, I don't mind that actually.
Yeah. Don't think Ben will.
It's not really about Ben, is it?
We don't get what Ben thinks he's not here. What's pumping you up, Sam? Anything, or are you just saving that for your segment?
I was trying to find something for this week, but I'm not sure.
Haven't had any new pies or
No.
Bakery?
Oh, actually, I have. I have
Oh.
had a new pie.
Tell us about it.
Lucky you reminded me.
yeah, thank God.
Bake Bakery do a steak and jalapeno pie, which they won some
Ooh.
award for, and it is absolutely delicious.
Bay Bakery. Is that what you
Bake Bakery.
said? Bake.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Seacombe Road. Well, they're the same ones that are on in Coromandel Valley as well. Yeah.
Sounds good.
It's very good. I think it's the best bakery in Adelaide.
Ooh.
One of the best. I think it's one of the top rated ones,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
I haven't been, so
Oh,
keen to go.
Yeah, it is. Everything is massive.
We didn't do our bakery reviews this year.
Nah, we
Like,
didn't.
Still time.
God.
I'm going to be in Meadows on the weekend too, so I'm going to give Pick a Pie a fair run.
Ooh,
Yeah.
jealous. Anyway, is that it?
What'd you
Did you
say?
get 2 pies? I didn't say anything yet.
Oh.
I'm pumped up because on last Friday, I went to see the comedian Atsuko Okatsuku. I cannot say her name. I knew I was going to fuck that up. I actually practiced saying it like 10 times before we came. It's Atsuko Okatsuka. She's a American comedian. She's part Japanese. She's American Japanese is what I'm trying to say. And oh my God, she was hilarious. She played at the Noah Town Hall, and she's got a special, I think, on like HBO, sort of like Binge or something like that. I would recommend checking it out. It's called The Intruder. It's probably on Netflix or something, but she is so fucking funny. It was very good. Really enjoyed it. She's the one with the bowl cut, if you've seen her on TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
My partner and BFF went to that and said she loved it. Yeah, it was so funny. It's like, if you're into weird comedy, like, she'll be for you. She's pretty good. She was definitely on my level, put it that way.
Was it The Intruder as a show she's on?
It's her special, her comedy special.
I'm going to check that out.
She's got a podcast too, I think. So, yeah.
I
Anyway.
don't listen to podcasts.
Yeah, we know. But you're on one. Anyway, she's great. So that's what I was pumped about over the weekend. Let's talk about the game, shall we?
Can we press the button before we do that? Is there a button?
Which one?
I don't know. Just pick one.
The fart or...
The fart. It wasn't that bad.
No, it actually wasn't.
It wasn't that bad, says he who has accepted the mediocrity that is our team.
Just a little toot.
Yeah.
For a game that I really honestly didn't think we were going to win. In fact, I didn't even tip us, which I normally do every week, even if it seems ridiculous. I actually thought we held on pretty well in the first quarter. It was a bit of a like, oh God, here we go. But we managed to kind of hold on. It was pretty similar to the Essendon game, I thought, in that respect. Like, 'cause we were we were down in that first quarter and we kind of managed to pull through in those middle 2 quarters, and then whatever happened, we just let it go in the end, which, is a shame. But, I wasn't that disappointed because, I mean, who cares at this point? You know what I mean?
Yeah. There was numerous times where I thought the game was gone. Like, I thought we would just fade off and lose by 6-7 goals. But we just managed to stay there, which I think, look, we've said multiple times this year that wins don't really mean anything. And I think this is a classic example of why people aren't so super upset about this particular game. I think we made a lot of mistakes, and I think the mistakes started well before the game started, selection-wise, which I'm sure we'll get into. But the game itself, I think, almost panned out kind of perfectly for us, really. We looked all right. We fought back against a team that had a lot more experience than us, and we still lost the game, so St Kilda's still above us on the ladder. So that's sort of how I felt about it after the game. I was kind of like, oh yeah, would have been nice to win, but do we really care? Probably not. And we looked kind of good. So best of both worlds, really. Yeah,
I agree. Dan, what do you think?
I just thought, I mean, a couple of frustrations that you've already sort of talked about, like the slow starts and how we just seem to be the team that's always playing catch up in the first quarter. That the fact that we're able to get back into the game in many games this year, and that was another example. It's just frustrating that we can't come out all guns blazing at the start and withstand that.
It took us
pressure.
like 10 minutes to actually settle. Like we just looked a bit.
But we've done that how many times now? And Hawthorn, as we kind of predicted, was one of the teams that we couldn't sort of stop the flow against. Eventually, we played better in that game in the first quarter, but yeah, I think. A couple of the frustrating things for me, obviously Stengel was allowed to get a lot more of the ball than he has in previous games. Like, his average disposals for the year is 14. He got 20 against us. So he looked pretty like he was up and about against us, which was frustrating, especially after he passed out at a nightclub.
Miraculous recovery.
He got a second wind.
Yeah.
So, they swept that under the rug.
Swept that, didn't they?
They really did. You can't touch Geelong.
No.
So, I think a couple of the other observations, I think, in terms of we probably actually should have won that game, bar a couple of things. One is that the goals that they were kicking in the forward line, when they got to their forward line, it was quite spacious for them to run around and have easy opportunities to have shots and running shots on goal. Mm-hmm. Cameron was obviously a massive beneficiary of that. I actually looked at all of his 6 goals today just to sort of see how hard they were. They were all piss easy.
They were pretty shit.
It was all him just running free, with no defender near him. The only exception was that goal at the end where he he just crashed, like he crashed in the front of the pack, but he came running out of nowhere with no one on him and just jumped in front of everybody and took the mark.
Yeah.
That won the game. Like if someone from the second goal on, when he was just getting free, if someone just like ran with him the whole time and could keep up with him, we would have won that game.
Yeah.
Is that, Murray just like not being 100%
I don't think
with it? Or
yes, but I don't think that's a Murray thing because Murray clearly couldn't run with him. So why wouldn't we put someone else? Like I don't know. Did we just not have a matchup for Cameron?
Could we trial like Michael Annie on him? I would have thought he could go with him.
There had to
maybe
be,
not strength wise, but
maybe not. But there had to be a matchup, and like if we don't, that's not a player issue. It's a coaching and a recruitment issue. Like we don't have someone that can run with Jeremy Cameron in the squad.
we were so worried about the Tom Stewart situation that we forgot about Jezzed.
Stewart still burnt us, but he did he still got 28
bit.
disposals, but he didn't take all the intercepts that he did. He only took 5 marks for the game, I think it was. So not as big an impact that way. So that was good.
Issy said Hinge did the job once, which is interesting. Yeah,
Hinge seems like someone that probably could.
or just try things.
But like, why do we like the only goal that I could see on the replay that wasn't kicked on Murray was the first one, which was on Nank. But every other goal seemed like Murray was chasing him from miles away. So, the ones that I saw. So like, why didn't we change that matchup somewhere and go, well, Murray can't go with him?
Why wasn't Dawson on him?
Yeah,
People use him as the spare man at the back.
It's just
you don't want to waste all.
It's just frustrating that we don't respect some of these like stars of the game. Sometimes we just let them go, and or even not stars like Joel Amarty's another example. Like we just let him go. Off the
I
chain.
feel like that was an anomaly, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I kind of agree. Like, and it does frustrate me because a lot of the time, Matthew Nicks in the post-game press conference will just say, "Oh, well, they're a really great player."
But that's not good enough. Like we've got lots of good defenders. Like you can't just let your defender get burnt by one of the best forwards in the game and just do nothing. Like, and it wasn't even that he was beating him in one-on-ones because he wasn't. He didn't beat him in any one-on-ones. He got free ball on his own, and that's crazy. I don't know how he got that free all the time.
Yeah.
So we didn't seem to do it. And I kind of agree with the commentary that's been happening this week about it was lost in the coach's box and there was mistakes in the coach's box because it absolutely seemed like that. We didn't change anything to stop Cameron from kicking easy goals. So
Nuz says, I think we need to draft Mackesy for a key defensive stop.
that's
He could be available.
Does anyone know how he went? He was back playing, wasn't he, on the weekend? Or a couple of weekends ago even?
Yeah, we haven't heard anything about it,
So
so
you
it
should
can't have
look
been
it
that
up.
great.
Yeah.
my sort of last part of my summary was just the fact that like if that wasn't if the season wasn't already shot, that would be so much more frustrating that we lost that game because of the fact Cameron got easy goals. If he kicked 4 of those easy goals, it would have even been acceptable and we would have still won the game. But he kicked 6 easy goals. Like,
Yeah.
give the guy some credit.
I don't know. I'm just like,
But yeah,
God,
it doesn't
let's
matter
end it
because the
already.
season's over, So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just shit that we actually are good, like enough to be in these games all year, apart from the Hawthorn game and maybe one of the earlier ones like Freo or something. But every game we've shot ourselves in the foot somehow, and it doesn't seem like we're that bad to be 15th on the ladder.
No.
If we just make some tweaks, which sometimes makes it sound like what Nick's is saying week in, week out is good. But how long do you let that go for before you go, you're actually not going to change what you're doing? Like, you're good enough to be competitive. You're not good enough to win. I don't know.
Yeah. His press conference was garbage.
It always is, though.
Crowcast picked it apart on their podcast. I don't know if you actually listened through that. It was
not yet, no.
It wasn't great listening. It was one of his worst ones, I think, putting a bit of blame back on the players, which was a bit strange. Like we said, it doesn't matter. No one's going to remember this game next year. I would have loved a little bit more. Why did Crouch play? Like what was, there was absolutely no, like even before the game and his mediocre output, seeing him sort of forced back into the team just felt so unnecessary.
It doesn't make a lot of sense when the season's shot. Like, why not give the guy a break? Like, what does he need to come back?
Exactly. Like, what's the point in rushing him back?
If he's part of the future, put him on Arsenal next year.
Yeah, if he's playing next year, fine. If they see a major role for him, that's all well and good. But to rush him back at the expense of playing. And for as long as they left Curtin on the bench for, it's just crap. And Nick's excuse of, well, we didn't want to mess around with momentum to bring and bring Curtin on at 3/4 time is just crap. Like if you don't think he's good enough to come on in a pre-planned move with Crouch at any time in the game, don't put him there.
And probably the other thing on Curtin, and I know like everyone is talking about, and I'm not going to bag him more than we already have and everybody does, but Murphy, like his 9 disposal, 4 tackles, whatever he got for the game, including 1 disposal in the last quarter, like that should get him dropped, but everybody is waiting for Curtin to get dropped and for, Rankin to come in for Curtin and someone else to get put a sub. Like that seems like the Adelaide Crows thing to do at this point.
Well, we've been banging on about Murphy for weeks.
But he keeps getting named on the field.
Yeah.
So he's not even getting considered for bench or sub.
Yeah. And Kelly was sticking up for him in a press conference last week. I think Rowie had a crack at him and he was pretty steadfast in his response that
I think the thing is, like everyone, someone else was saying on Twitter, like, we can't drop Murphy because it's like, who have you got that's like for like? Rankin's not like for like. But the point is, what effect? Like, surely someone else on the squad can have that effect and get a bit more of their own ball. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm happy to be explained properly what the different.
There's obviously roles that they see players playing, but if we're that inflexible, then what is the coaches doing?
Like surely there's someone else on. Yeah, that's the point. Like surely someone, not even Rankin, like maybe someone else on the squad can actually do that role, but also get more of the ball and have more of an effect.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying they'd just rather McHenry be in there instead of Murphy, which I know isn't your ideal situation, Sam.
I don't want either of them there, so I don't really care.
But we don't have like anyone really in for that role at the moment.
McHenry's last game in SNFL was about as effective as that as well. He got like 9 disposals.
There's been a bit of chat on the Adelaide FC Discord actually about like what we do about that, because we haven't really covered that. But like we don't actually have the depth for that position.
But I think just find someone. It's such a nothing position anyway. Just put someone there that's got some talent.
It seems like it.
Yeah, but like who? Like Pedler is like really the only other option, but he's out at the moment.
Or just move some players around, and I just don't see the.
Hopefully, it is Pedler going forward.
Yeah, that would be nice. I've got severe worries about Pedler, but I just don't. Like I see what you're saying, 100%. I understand. Yeah. I sort of just refuse to believe that there aren't options there.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
Josh is saying surely Taylor could rotate through Murphy's spot in midfield as well with Rankin, and that's.
And I know we sit back.
I
know a quick rage against that would be, we obviously don't want our young players getting stuck on the sort of half forward line. We obviously say we cry that black and blue when they start there, but I think a rotation is absolutely fine. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I don't know. Nuz makes a good comment. I hate how Nick says Crouch will tell us when he's right to go. Smith will tell us when he's right to go. You tell them when they're ready. Yeah, some of the messaging from Nick's has been so shit.
I've been saying that for a while. Like, you don't get to dictate as a player. Like,
that's been our big thing on this podcast the whole way through, is how we feel like the longer, older players run the club.
That's the boys' club bit for me.
Yeah,
like when someone says boys' club, that's what I think.
Yeah, same.
One of my conspiracy theories about, and we've talked about it on the Discord recently with Pete, is that I feel like Nix has just been told these guys are untouchable. They play as long as they want because they're the ones currently at the Crows who have some, legacy. Lairdy's got the 3-time BNF, All Australian. Matty Crouch, All Australian. Taylor Walker, Sloaney. They're Smith. They're all none of them have had the tap on the shoulder yet.
No.
None of them.
No.
Not even Sloaney. And he knew that he should have had the tap on. Even he knew that. He said it. So, and yes, you can argue we let Talia go and all that kind of stuff, but that was different. He was injured, and that's where we were trying to look like we were doing something. So,
just quickly on Laird, a slight positive that he had no CBAs on the weekend. So they're obviously at least trialing some things with him, which is a good start.
And he wasn't bad either.
The problem being was that they replaced him in the middle with Crouch, who's very much a similar player in a lot of ways. So
I mean, I probably prefer Crouch in that position now.
Yeah,
to be
I
honest.
agree. Yeah, and I think we've said that most of the year when Crouch was fit, certainly.
And probably it warranted the fact that we need that position because, like, the week before we got killed in the middle. So, having someone like Crouch to be able to dish out the ball probably didn't hurt.
Yeah, Vardy said Healy called us Freo. Yeah, I put that in my bats, Vardy. It was so bad. Just flat out called us Fremantle during the game. Did you hear that?
No.
Yeah.
I did hear about it, but I didn't hear it while it was happening.
Chris Mill says, Jared Healy commentary thoughts. Wow, we are the second youngest team and Cats only got us by 5 points.
Yeah, see, that's why I didn't mind the game so much. Like, we stink.
Yeah.
Like we're not very good this year.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we're not good because I know we can be good, but this year we stink. So it wasn't that great an achievement by Geelong to beat us by only that amount.
Yeah. And I think that's why we're sitting here. We're not, I don't know, I think all of our negativity so far in this pod is more long-term negativity, around Nick's game plan and selection rather than that game in particular. I think we sort of moved off that fairly quickly because it was kind of a nothing game. It was kind of nice to see some, the young players still getting games. We got close to, what is probably going to be a reasonably handy. Well, to be honest, I don't know. I don't see them doing much in the final series, but they're still up there, aren't they? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was just, I've thought about it since watching it and just like, I just don't care. Losing was probably a good thing, really.
I mean, it would have been great to win.
Yeah,
but really, at the end of the day, would have been better to win in a season where we're actually forging to the 8 instead of, we're, finishing off strong,
Yeah. Yeah,
we can finish off strong for the rest of the year without actually winning. So,
well, yeah, that's it, and that's the important thing, and that's obviously the argument against intentionally losing games is you don't want players suddenly looking at us and going like, well, why the hell would I want to go there? Like, well, that doesn't look attractive at all. So, but that game on the weekend didn't hurt that, in my opinion. No. So, but we still lost.
I think it's still we still look like a team who has a lot of potential. So I hope that kind of holds us in good stead for any sort of trades and stuff like that.
Let's talk about some good players. Let's talk about some positives.
Yes, I was going to get to that. Obviously, where's the button for old mate? Do you have that?
Oh, which one?
Filthy.
Oh,
shit. The filth button. We need to use that.
We do. Where is it? Because
he had a massive game, and can you imagine?
Pure filth.
Sorry, anyone who's listening to us too loud.
That's the best. Love it. Obviously Filthy had a massive game, and can you believe that we haven't been able to see that for the entire season?
Yeah, I know.
I feel like our season might have gone a lot differently if we'd had that from round one.
Yeah.
But yeah, really good. Great on foot. His disposal efficiency was excellent. 3 goals. Took some clunking marks. Yeah. Perfect.
All I can say is bring on the Filthy badge for next year with the beard on it, because I can't buy anything clean shaven on it.
No,
it
it's weird.
You show the listeners your shirt.
Oh yeah, I've got the shirt on tonight.
Oh yeah.
There you go, guys.
Yes.
Get
the filth shirt.
Yeah.
Get on it. It's a good fit.
Cradle of filth.
Bring the,
don't worry about my Carly Slade Jepson one. You get around him.
Yeah, no, he was excellent. That kick from the boundary was just so exciting to see, to have such a tall player that's got so much talent. Very, very exciting. What about Rochelle?
Camera
yes, so good to see him I don't know, he just really owned that game, I thought.
Yep.
Really good.
Silence the haters a little bit.
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like we might be talking a bit about votes here, to be honest.
Well, maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Who else did you like?
I thought Dawson was fine. He had a reasonable amount of the ball, but didn't notice him a lot. I thought he was okay. Like we said, Laird had a ton of the ball from a sort of a more defensive position this game, which Laird's disposal I think is still up for debate. Still loves to give everything a bit too much airtime for my liking, but whatever. If he's playing back there, I think that's a positive. Anyone else you guys want to bring up? What do you think? Worrell came back in the side. What did we think? He was really scratchy early.
Yeah.
A ton of handballs.
I think he's a little bit underconfident, to be honest.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a weird thing.
Underconfident. That's a word.
Is it?
No, I don't think so. But
what's the word?
Lacking confidence.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't remember words.
Unconfident.
Deconfident.
I don't know.
I'm one of those people that just makes up words.
Underconfident's probably right, and I look like an idiot now.
Who knows? We're both idiots.
But I'm not going to argue.
I thought he was lacking slightly in confidence, and maybe that is, I don't know, like when you break a bone, you're just like, there's this like psychological element of like that could happen again very easily. So maybe that was affecting him a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah. No, he was great. I think he.
Kate's saying unconfident.
Yeah, unconfident. Okay. Yeah, I think he
Kate,
worked.
voice of reason.
He worked into the game all right though. I think second half he was fine and sort of back to where we sort of hope he will be long term.
Yeah, I thought Fogg was also really good as well. One thing I want to bring up, and this might be controversial. Do you think Tex might have been a little bit selfish? Yep.
Yeah. And whether it's him or necessarily him or it's game plan and the game plan expectation that the ball was meant to go to him, I don't know. But I don't know, brought up a couple of weeks ago when he was coming back, when Fogg was playing so well without him there. It's a really interesting discussion, and I know there's been some rumours floating around. I think we got the hot tip today that Tex is probably going to sign a 1 year extension.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't announced anything yet.
No.
But, seems pretty likely. He was on Triple M this morning and not talking like a man who was going to be calling it. So
yeah, okay. Yeah. Look, I think I sit fair and square right in the middle on this one. I really see the benefit of our forward line development without him there, and I think a little bit of, I was going to put in the Discord today, but I still can't help but feel like the smell around the club won't disappear until a few of those players that were leaders around that 2017, 2018 period are gone. So
Agree.
I feel like, I don't know, like part of me says, like let's call it, let's move on. We let's start fresh without him there. And then the other side of it is like, who's our backup? Who do we replace him with?
Yeah, of course.
Short term. Well, any of this talk of Welsh is crazy. He's not showing enough. He's not at this point.
He's not coming straight in because I mean, look at how we've gone with Dan Curtin.
Yeah.
Like he's another big boy.
Yeah.
They're not rushing that.
No.
The other thing is, at points I was, to me it's like it was just a vague sniff of like Tex just wanting to kick goals.
Yeah.
Kind of like because he wants a contract.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's just like the cynical Crows lens that I'm viewing everything through at the moment. But I was just like, some of the, he was kind of telling Rochelle off for not like kicking to him in the forward line and stuff. And I was like, but at that point, it just didn't seem necessary for him. Like he did the right thing in trying to like snap for the goal and not put it forward.
Well, numerous times we've been critical of Rochelle not being selfish and trying to pass it and it going wrong. So I would much prefer someone with Rochelle's talent levels to be
and then
going
there
for
was
goal.
that one where, Filthy like was laying it straight down the middle into the forward line, and Saligo was there on his own, but Tex kind of like just flew in and snatched it. And that's fair enough. If you want the ball in anyone's hands, and at that point it's Tex.
It's still an
but I was
excellent
still
kick
just
for
a bit
goal.
like,
Yeah, look, I'm certainly not going to sit here and say you're wrong for feeling that way, because it's certainly something I've considered, especially with him coming back into the side and seeing him and Fogarty sort of share a bit of that duty.
By the end of the game, I thought that he was the biggest liability, to be honest.
Yeah,
Tex,
you're going to roll some people up. You're going to roll Bozza up with this commentary.
Well, look, I'm not, I'm not saying he's shit, because obviously he's not. But just that game, I felt like he was holding them back a little bit.
Yeah.
It's an interesting one, because I think that if they work it out right and don't get in each other's way, like a forward line with Walker, Filth, and Fogarty could actually be really good. But yeah, they've definitely got to let the ego go a little bit and sort of work out whose roles what. And Fogarty and Thilthorpe need to be the main men, I think.
Yeah,
like Walker's like a good, extra. What do you call it? An extra bit of cream on the cake.
I had a work colleague struggle with something similar today. I don't really know. I know what you mean.
He comes
Cherry
pinch hits and kick. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Sorry, cherry on top.
Cream on the cake.
I'm having Anyway, who can kick some
sorry.
goals and be relied on to kick some goals, but it doesn't get in the way of the other guys who are actually going to be our future.
Yeah, I think a small, medium, good marking forward. Who's got some pace and agility still would be the perfect Walker replacement. I don't think we've got one on the list.
No.
So, it's easy to say get rid of Walker, but who do you replace him with? I guess is the question. So,
I said in the Discord today, like I think my ideal scenario for Tex next year would be in some sort of playing/development coach role where he doesn't play every game.
Yeah.
As Nuz is pointing out, he might not even be fit enough to play next year.
Yeah.
But I think he's pretty crucial in terms of like the forward line, and he's very experienced. He would be a very, very valuable person to have around as a coach.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the best scenario going forward. Because he's like Sloaney. You're not just gonna be like, all right, later, like off you trot. He's
going though, isn't he? Sloaney's gone back to Melbourne.
Is he?
Yeah, that's what I got told.
Oh, who by?
That was some goss.
Sloan watch.
I thought I dropped that on the podcast.
Speaking of goss,
Oh.
I knew that. Yeah, it was some house shit going down.
Oh well, even if he is, whatever. But
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Tex isn't going anywhere for a while, so
No.
you might as well have him hang around.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think he's he's not going to be a bad thing to have him there.
No.
speaking
As
of
long
goss,
as he doesn't get his own way. Sorry. I just wanted to put that in. Yeah.
did anyone see someone tweeted that I know we don't say tweet anymore, but fuck off. Like, I'm not saying X. Someone X'd. Posted. That's everything. Everything's post.
Yeah, I know.
Twitter, they had their own bloody thing. You tweeted. Like, now they don't have that.
Yeah, I know.
Idiots.
Yeah.
Stupid Elon.
You love Elon.
Hate him. Hate him and his transphobia.
Oh God.
Anyway, back to the point. Someone tweeted
Yeah.
that Matty Nix was on his way to the Gold Coast today.
Right.
And, they said Lukosius ?
Oh.
But no one knows why he's gone. But does anyone on the chat know anything? Anyone want to share?
Assistant to Dimmer.
Anyone got some tea to spill?
Maybe he's begging Stuart Dew to come back
Ooh.
for an assistant role.
Stewie's at
We
where's
at
he?
Here We Crow have no
No,
intel.
where is he actually?
He's
He's somewhere, isn't he?
Yeah. He's somewhere good.
Dewey Stew.
He's at a club doing really well right now. I can't remember which one. Someone in the chat will know.
Oh, tell us. Roy Atkins. We might need him.
SeaWorld.
You never know.
Bring back the rat.
Yeah, Brisbane, Sydney. We got two different answers.
I feel like Sydney makes
No, it
sense.
wasn't Sydney.
I think it was.
Oh, maybe it was. Oh, it was in
Nah,
that game.
it's Brisbane.
though.
I reckon. Nah,
Yeah, Tom.
It is Brisbane.
I mean,
stayed up in
Brisbane
the-
were playing
he's-
Sydney, so that was confusing.
Stayed
I'm
up
pretty
in
sure
Queensland.
that he's been there since their resurgence. So, like, there's a few people attributing a bit of that to.
But
to
is
him.
that an official appointment?
Well,
I
no,
don't
he's in
know
the
if
box.
it is. Yeah, I know, but has he been employed yet, or is he just hanging
long
out
term.
there?
Yeah, not sure.
Not
sure. Well, he went off. He was with the cricket team for a while, and so I don't know. Not sure.
Interesting.
Nix has fled to Bangladesh to replace their prime minister.
Wow.
You wish, Naz.
Yeah. Yeah. What have we covered? We've covered everything. I think we've covered everything, haven't we?
I think so. The other person I wanted to shout out was Saligo. I thought he had another great game.
Yeah.
Pretty quiet, but took his opportunity at goal. I think I'm like quite positive about what's happening currently, even though we're not winning games. Like the young kids really are stepping up. So I'm just hoping that this kind of flows through to next year and we have a very, fingers crossed,
Well-
on every panel of wood, that we have an injury-free season.
Yeah.
Everyone gets up. We've got Isaac. He doesn't get suspended ever again.
I think-
everything just falls into place.
This is
it could be good.
I know this is unfortunately ended up being like a shit year, but I think this next year is obviously the circuit breaker either way. Like, either Nix gets us into finals next year or he's gone. Like, that's the reality. They're not going to keep him if he doesn't get us to finals next year. So everyone rest assured that things are going to change next year regardless.
Yeah.
We'll at least hopefully be getting a new logo.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll at least either do well or it's basically make or break, unless they somehow rip the Band-Aid off and get rid of him in the off season this year, but I don't see it.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
let's
it.
do some votes, shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to do Ben's first.
Mercedes-Benz.
He's done 3 for Filthy, starting to clunk those marks. 2 for Rochelle, 5 tackles, 7 marks, 8 score involvements. Just by the way, Ben, you've spelt Rochelle with 2 L's. That is incorrect.
That's a caning. Because his name is spelled incorrectly so much online.
And it's usually by people who hate him.
Yeah.
And the 1 vote to Dawson, and he's written here, just does his job.
Yep.
And
That's fair.
he absolutely did that. Who have you got, Sam?
Same top 2, Filthy, Rochelle. I even wrote the same things as Ben wrote there. So,
Yep.
it wasn't an easy game to give votes for.
No.
I didn't think. It was you sort of had an idea of who you wanted to give them to, but ranking them was tough.
Yes.
So yeah, I went Filthy, then Rochelle, and I gave one vote to Worrell. He had a really scratchy start, but I really liked how he worked into the game, and I kind of just wanted to give a defender a vote. The defence, despite Geelong kicking 90 points, I thought held up really well when there was a lot of fire. There was a lot of ball coming down there, and I think overall they worked pretty well, reasonably well together, despite letting Cameron off pretty easily. So I just wanted to give a defensive vote.
Yep, totally fair.
Yeah, pretty similar, barring the third vote. But I went with Filthy as well. I think just that his what am I trying to say? His influence can't be understated. I think the fact he was clunking marks is something we've been missing for so long.
Yeah.
So loved having him there and kicking the 3 goals. Obviously, Rash, I'm a big Rash fan, and it's good to shut up some people and have him play a good game like that and get into the votes. I think it was really good. And I gave the 1 vote to Dawson again. His influence can't be understated. We really missed him the week before, and even though it wasn't his most prolific game, I think he was still very much needed.
Great.
Nice, Dan.
Thanks, mate.
3 for Filthy. He had 10 score involvements as well, along with his 7 marks. Rash for 2, obviously. And I gave 1 to Chalet. 1 goal, 25 disposals, 580 metres gained. Just continues to play his role and do it very well. So good on you, Lucky.
Hi, I'm Tyson Edwards.
You're such a quiet achiever.
Who's your Tyson Edwards quiet achiever, Dan?
My Tyson Edwards quiet achiever was none other than Lockie Scholl, who I think has had a great year. Really under the radar in some ways. I mean, people are noticing now and giving him less shit than they were earlier in the year.
A lot of people have changed their tune completely on Lockie Scholl. I was there from the start. Just keep reminding you all.
And lovely guy too.
Yeah, great guy. Who you got?
Scholl is an excellent bench player, I think. So moving forward.
What?
He had like 90 fantasy points or something.
No, he was good. I admit that he's good. I really like Scholl. So, yeah, I just thought I'd put that in there because I know everybody knows that I've been pretty critical of him.
Scholl's bordering on elite. Come on. Elite.
Who said that? Bordering on elite. Jesus.
Four Eyes Billy.
That's who's that? That's Boise? That's Boise, isn't it?
No.
Oh, no, he's 84.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Who are you?
Who's Four Eyes Billy? Tyson Ever quite achiever. I gave it to Saligo. I really struggled to give that out. I didn't want to give it to Scholl because he had so much of the ball.
Yeah.
Saligo had still a fair bit of it. I liked a few little things. Saligo caught a few times again, which he's very much prone to do. But yeah, I kind of liked his game in a quietish sense.
Well, I also gave it to Solly. And, you say that, I like the fact that he actually tries to break, tries to get out of a contest. I don't mind if he gets pinged for holding the ball because he's putting in that effort. And he is 6th in the most tackles broken.
He is. Yeah.
So, that's pretty good. Ben has given it to Ben Keys with his 9 tackles and 7 score involvements. I don't reckon Ben Keys was actually that quiet. He was pretty loud out there. But, good choice.
He was quite early. I think he worked into it a little bit as well. So in the second half, when we got a bit of a run on, he seemed to get a bit more of the ball.
One interesting bit of commentary on Ben Keys I've seen this week is about him being a smoky for All Australian. I just want to personally, I'd love it if he got it, but I want to personally put that to bed.
That was Tex Walker that put
I
that
know,
out there.
but other people have been saying it as well, and I think he's had a good month. But before that month, if you go back, he was pretty quiet for a while.
Who's this? Sorry,
Ben Keys.
Yeah.
Like he had a pretty nothing few weeks.
Oh shit, yeah.
Or whatever, or months even. Like
big time.
The last 4 to 5 weeks he's really come alive, and I love it. Love to see it. But like we've said on the pod a couple of times in the last few weeks, he really was doing nothing for a while. Like he just seemed a bit lost out there. So
yeah, I think he's gone through plenty of patches like that, and I think after his big game against the Bombers, we all sat back and still said, there's every likelihood that he will slip back into that mode.
Yeah.
He's not going to keep going along at this level. It's not
And I mean,
possible, really.
like I said, I'd love it for him to get named in All-Australian based on the fact that he plays that position really well when he does play it. But they normally slot their bloody midfielders in there. They can't fit in the midfield. So you expect someone like Heaney to be there. And I don't know, who else they can't fit in the mid because there's about 400 midfielders they want to give all the spots to.
Yeah. Yeah. We done? Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Don't want to talk about the game anymore. There were some good comments, actually. Thanks for those. We read a few out. There was some.
We're keeping an eye on what's going on, by the way.
I'm not.
Yeah, you're not.
Because I can't be trusted to read the laptop. And
That's true.
All right, Sam segment now.
If you want to know what's in the script, get into Rowan Jarman.
Good things. Naomi Fox winning gold.
Oh, how good.
Yeah. That's an interesting event. I didn't even know that existed, that event, to be honest.
Well, that one is actually new, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, okay.
what is it? I missed that one.
Jess Fox's sister won in the canoe cross, which is the where they go down the rapids thing, but there's 4 of them and they go off together.
And they can bash each other out the way and stuff.
That's a really good explanation.
It's pretty.
There's 4 of them.
It's
It
really
looks pretty
intense.
quite violent.
And they go off together.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Into the sunset.
I liked the BMX winner.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Rina Samawamayama, whatever it is.
Saya. Is it Saya? Yeah, that's a really great story, actually.
Yeah.
How good is the Olympics? I love the Olympics.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah.
Kind of sucks that we can't really watch anything
It's
because
just
it's
the
the
timing.
timing. But,
Yeah.
And when we can watch it, we stay up late and we just get all the shit bloody
yeah.
heats and
Well, I've been
stuff.
watching the Boomers.
yeah.
I think they're playing tonight.
They are playing tonight. We
Yeah,
got no
man, how
chance.
shit's Paddy Mills been? Jesus Christ. He in NBA. No, sorry, but in NBA, he's a pinch hitter. Sometimes comes off the bench and throws a couple of threes down. But he's been sloppy because they've been relying on him as a first starter.
This is Crows fan Paddy Mills you're bagging here.
Oh, I love him. I absolutely love him.
To be fair,
but
I've seen him slot a couple of baskets and
Yeah.
I've just been like, oh my God.
he's thrown some bad air balls though at times as well.
Yeah, well, they
Miles away.
haven't played very well, really, the Boomers. They're not in their glory days at the moment.
Yeah.
But, that's fun. Continue, Sam.
When he said it, Noah Lyles, months ago, talking about the world champion in the basketball and then comparing that to the Olympics and saying there was obviously no flags in the NBA, just reminded me of that after he won gold in the 100 metres this on a couple of days ago. So, I don't know, he seems like a bit of a character and I kind of like him. He's very extravagant, but I don't know. I think he's
Seems pretty
fun.
switched on.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, which is very unusual for an American.
Yeah.
So, and he's running in the 200 as well, and every chance to win it. So
Yeah, great.
that was a crazy race. I got up early to watch that.
All right.
Presumed the Jamaican had won, but it wasn't to be.
Yeah. There's been a lot of drama at this Olympics,
There
hasn't
has. Did you see the runner in the 5,000 meter who got disqualified and then reinstated?
Oh, I didn't see that.
There was one of the runners she came in and sort of like bullied, like she tried to get in front of her. Or
I
was, like,
saw that
push
she
her.
got disqualified for jostling.
Yeah, it was jostling.
But she got reinstated.
Yeah, she got
my
reinstated.
gosh.
So yeah, she didn't. She got stripped of the medal and then got it reinstated. So which she absolutely should have because the footage of it looks like the other person really created the contact and she was just sort of like, well, "What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, get out of my way,"
Yeah.
sort of thing. Really strange that like sort of went that far. I would have thought, but
Yeah,
I
for
don't know
sure.
anything about the rules of running, obviously. So clearly not a runner. But no, I think then the other good thing was the Turkish shooter who just looked like a
yes.
hitman.
Yeah.
I just thought that was so good.
A few rumors going around on Twitter that have been debunked since,
Oh, yeah.
unfortunately. But
Yeah.
the rumor that he took up shooting because he was divorcing his wife and
Yeah.
that he stood on the podium and said, "I want my dog back." Jenny, if you're watching this. Unfortunately, that's not true.
No.
Another good for you. T-Birds, back to back.
Should have put that in.
Well done,
I
Thunderbirds.
was actually here watching that.
Yeah, I was watching it as well
yeah,
at home. Great game, so close. Oh my
yeah.
gosh, it was stressful.
Yes,
You
very
watched
much
it
so.
from the Arkaba. Is that what you
I was taking photos at the Arkaba
Oh, right.
of the event.
Oh, a bit of a celebration here, was
yeah,
there?
there was lots of people here on Saturday night. Yeah.
Fantastic.
In excess cover band upstairs too.
Oh my god. Did they look like in excess at least?
Man.
Look up to discussion.
There's lots of jokes that could be made about that band, but
Boise says, Froth and Fury lineup makes my good list. Because Dave Contempt are on it. Lol.
yeah.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, I
Do you
don't
want to
know.
elaborate?
Fear Factory playing.
Oh yeah, don't
That's
know
all I
them
can tell
either.
you.
It's everyone's metal dreams come true.
I can
Is
tell
it?
you-
Oh, it's all metal, is it?
Dan's going to
Yeah.
see Cradle of Filth.
Yes.
I got my Friend's all ticket today.
Nice.
Friends
I'm
are
going
wrong.
to that too.
Yeah.
Cradle of
We're
Filth.
doing stuff. What are you doing?
I haven't bought any tickets to anything.
I'm going to Cradle of Filth purely for the lols and for just to see, have the experience.
Yeah, fair.
Black metal band.
Yeah, Test Eagles are playing as well, Quirky said.
Test Eagles.
Do you want to turn that shit up?
Oh, yeah. They were fun. Yeah.
Name another song.
Yeah.
I can't.
That's
I just can't.
Yeah.
What's next?
Footwear sacrificed at half price. And
it's still going.
equipment slashed
Yeah,
to
sorry.
half price. Rowan Jarman's huge half price sale. Don't miss it.
That
I
wasn't.
said Dave Contempt.
That
Boise.
wasn't me doing one of those like when you're wearing the t-shirt and you say name 3 songs. By the way, I don't know any other Test Eagles songs.
I know. No one does because they're.
That was a
what are they?
I did put Jared calling us Fremantle in here.
Yes.
Richo hosting the front bar. Can't do that either. Did you see him on there?
Oh, I didn't know.
Nah.
Matthew Richardson.
He doesn't have the demeanor or the intelligence to be the host. Of that
Intelligence.
show.
I like Richo.
No,
He's
Richo's great, but
You
don't.
just said he's dumb.
No. He can't host. He is the
No,
host.
that's fair
He was there instead of
He
Andy
doesn't
Marr.
have the hosting
No.
talent.
Nouse.
That's the word. Now. So I was like, nonce.
Like that nous that we have.
yeah, that's right.
We've
No,
got
but
now.
I like him on the front bar when he's there instead of like Sam Payne or someone. I love Sam Payne, but like
Love Sam Payne,
But
oh my
hosting,
God.
no good.
Yeah.
but
Sam Pang, when are you going to come on this podcast? God damn.
yeah, he's funny.
Have I told you the story about how I saw Matthew Richardson in a urinal once?
No, what'd you do?
Do you want to tell us?
I was at a Biffy Clyro concert in Melbourne, and Matthew Richardson was standing in front of me in the toilets
Why is he at a Biffy Clyro show?
because he likes
he's
good
cool?
music. Yeah, he does.
I love that. Good on you, Richard.
And he was standing in front of me,
so much.
and he's like 7 foot tall, and looks like he's how he's like Benjamin Button. He's going backwards in age.
Yeah, big time.
And he so he just walked out. I'm like, the guy next to me is like, was that Matthew Richardson? I'm like, yeah, I reckon it was. That was it.
What a story.
I've wanted to do footballers in real life segment on this podcast ever since we started, and it's a bit
Let's do it tonight.
modelled on the on if anyone listens to Junk Time podcast, which is an very loose AFL podcast with a couple of comedians.
You know, I don't.
Yeah, I know you don't. Yeah, but I love the way that they're phrased. They're always mundane, and they always wind in a little bit of like a fictional anecdote to them, like why they were at the shops, or try and make the story a little bit more interesting, but just as equally dull. So I want to get around
What are
it
you
like
saying?
that. Well, it's like your story, really.
Oh my God, guess who's in the chat?
Thanks.
Who?
Alex Williams is in the chat.
Is he?
And
No
said,
way.
Sam Pang is a thinking Aussie woman's sex icon. And I can't tell you how right you are, Alex, because that is me. I am obsessed with Sam Pang. In fact, me and my partner watch Have You Been Paying Attention every week because that's our favourite guilty pleasure show. And he just knows I have a boner for Sam Pang the whole time.
A lady boner.
Every time he cracks a joke, he's like side-eyes me like,
I am.
are you laughing? Yes, obviously I am at Sam Pang.
Now, it's great that Alex has come in because now is about the time that all of us Crows fans jump on the orange team for the rest of the year.
Yeah,
and
that's
I, for one, I'm on the verge of buying one of those orange and white Guernseys because I'm like all about orange come finals. I don't care about any of the other teams. If they
Fair.
can get up there, I'm all for it.
Yeah. All right. Well, can you write a little intro to?
Can we become the orange pod for the last few weeks?
Oh, we could. Yeah.
No,
but I was
we
talking about
can't, actually.
footballers in real life.
No.
Have
Alex-
you got some, sorry,
Alex has got his own orange pod. We should listen to that.
Yeah, that's right.
I've listened to it. Have you got more bads? Because Lizzie's just
we're
popped
still
one in
doing
the
that.
chat for you.
Oh, has she?
Carl Stefanovic.
Oh,
Oh, what a dickhead.
the channel. I put the Channel 9 general coverage of the Olympics in my bads last week, and it is not well. Actually, to
Has
be
not
fair,
improved?
I have not watched a second of their actual coverage because I just watch it on Stan now. Because anyone that's
right.
managed to brave their way through Channel 9's sole coverage is braver than
It's
me.
pretty bad, but
Oh,
yeah.
so bad. Yeah, I can't do it. So Lizzie's 100% right there. The worst thing. What was Digger doing on stage with Cozzy?
Oh, Digger, you've got some explanation to do.
I think he's in the chat, so he can
He was in
explain.
the chat. I wonder if he's
Yeah.
still there.
Digger, we love you.
Yeah.
Digger, you can feel free to call in when we open up the phone line because we'd love to know what the hell you were doing with Cozzy. And I actually did message him about that and said, I reckon this is going in the bads. And he said, don't forget to mention that my work is a sponsor of Port Adelaide.
My lawyers will be in touch.
How much?
Sorry, Digger.
How much did Cozzy pay you to be in that photo, Digger?
Oh, look at Lizzie.
Oh,
in
sorry,
there,
Lizzie.
Dealing
Yes,
with our
dealing
newborn.
with- she's not newborn anymore, mate.
No,
she's
she's not.
she's a couple of months old now.
Yeah,
She's-
Ben's
and
got a
she's
newborn.
massive. We put Maggie in her own room the other day.
Oh my gosh, already?
Rather early, but we're being assured that it's okay.
Yeah, that's
and
fine.
we put a camera in there, which also tells me when it hears babies crying, and I've been getting lots of notifications. So
Oh,
Lizzie,
right.
do your job, please.
Shut that kid up.
Sam, just quietly, I think we should come to the Arkaba more often because they leave us bowls of Mentos.
Have you seen?
I don't think they're for us.
No, they're not. So stop eating them. Also, have you seen the you know those like office trays that you pull out? There's one of those full of Mentos at the TA in that.
Oh,
storeroom.
thanks for telling us now. Season's
Sorry.
almost over.
Jake, if we could get some different flavoured Mentos at the TA, that'd be great.
Farty
Hey, I just-
asked when the Olympic breakdancing starts. When does that start?
Is that a thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, like
Really?
It actually
breaking.
is.
I might
Breaking
actually
is the
watch that.
official name.
I think it's cool that they have sports like
What are
that.
you talking about, Sam?
Come on.
That's crap.
What would you rather watch?
We've got to mix it up a little bit. We've got to like get with the
Badminton.
next gen.
And can someone who knows more about skateboarding tell me whether that's actually just the most boring thing ever, or they are actually pretty
You're
good at it?
tripping.
No, it's good. The thing is, the commentators don't tell you anything. Like,
Yeah.
I love those commentators. I love them. But you need to actually tell us what's happening because no one who doesn't skate knows what's going on.
Yeah.
We don't know what any of the tricks are.
Because they like getting excited, but all they seem to do is just do a little thing over the edge. And just like that.
Well, you
that
have
doesn't-
to.
I see that. I could see that at Marion. You
Yeah,
know
but-
that.
Sit
What
at the
you have-
skate park.
What you have to remember is that they're only getting one shot at the trick. When you go to the
Yeah.
skate park, dudes have been doing. They've tried 20 times to get that trick down.
Yeah.
So these people only get one crack.
Oh, I fully admit
You know
that
what I
I don't
mean?
know what I'm talking about, but I just would like someone to go like, "This is why. This is
Also,
cool."
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
saying,
That's
I
what
would
I'm
I
saying.
would die if I attempted any of those tricks.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Those guys
Die.
are just
I
like,
can't walk.
whoa, that was sick.
I can't walk. In a
Yeah,
straight
Tommy
line.
Taylor commentated the diving as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone was a bit like, what's going on
That's
there?
what's good about Stan is they've just got experts or ex people from each
Mark
sport
Taylor.
to talk about it. Not like
I fucking
Mark
got
Taylor's
rid
job
of
for the
Stan.
boys.
it's been good. I've enjoyed it.
I just wanted to go back to the Froth and Fury thing. Boise said Test Eagles were a vibe. Saw them with Super Heist a few times.
Super
Yeah,
heist. How good were
me
they?
too. And I'm not sure if you remember this, Boise, because if 84 is your birth year, you might. But back in 2000, there was the Cutback Festival at South Adelaide Football Club, and Test Eagles headlined that, and it was Body Jar and 28 Days,
Fitzy
and
would have been
Embodiment 1214, and all of those. I reckon Fitzy was in the Big Brother house that year. But that was one of my first festivals, and that was when I met Body Jar, and that's when I became friends with Body Jar.
Yeah, right.
That's how long ago that was.
I remember seeing those two bands, Body Jar and 28 Days in Robe at some weird like
Oh,
New Year's
yeah.
Eve festival. It was
Yeah, they
That was
did
a
a whole
long
thing,
time
Body Jar
ago.
in 28 Days. They used to always
Yeah.
play together.
it's a long time.
I
Chad
saw them in
said
Victor
it'd-
Harbour.
It'd be funny if the club did a video of the players competing with each other in track and field event like the high jump.
Yes, it would.
That's definitely an off-season activity, I think. But yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I definitely. would
Oh,
like to
Kane
see that.
Corns would be all over that
Yeah,
one.
wouldn't he?
Oh, so-and-so got injured doing the high jump.
Oh, we need to do Pete's Pizzas.
Yes.
Yes.
Are you
Please.
connected?
No, we go through this every week.
no.
I'm no longer connecting.
All right, you guys need to chat for a second.
In the meantime,
Yes, what
let's
else?
pad.
Pad. What are we padding
I
with?
don't know.
What's on the chat? Did Digger come back about anything about
Alex said
old
that
mate?
his girlfriend's also obsessed with Sam Pang. Well, clearly.
Why don't you guys
he
just
also
start a
said-
Sam Pung podcast?
Grab a yeah, if we could get him on. Grab a surfboard and drop in on the orange tsunami.
I'm in.
Yeah, we're in. We're all in.
Alex-
In fact, I predicted them to win the grand final.
Alex, do you have a discount code for the Guernseys? Because I'm not paying $120.
He's a friend of the orange. What else have we got?
Just slip us the discount code, mate, and I will buy an orange and white.
Music was so good back in the day. Yeah, it really was. We were so spoiled in that era of getting all ages gigs and all that kind of stuff.
Anyone else on the chat want an orange and white Guernsey for the finals? Because we are all in.
Sorry,
I
I'm
don't know if
just
anyone
trying-
else is excited as I am about it.
Maybe not. Yeah.
Oh, Sam's having issues.
No,
as
I've
well.
got it. I've got it now. Do you guys know the Adelaide band Wireheads?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you like them?
Yep.
Yeah, I only just discovered them on the weekend. Did I tell you my grandma died? Oh, you know my grandma died last week.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, that's okay.
Way to drop it in.
Yeah, sorry. But I was at the funeral and a family member that I don't see very often. We started talking about music, and turns out he just likes all this really sweet music. So now we've been going backwards and forwards on socials. Which,
So I've been replaced.
well, a little bit, yeah. But yeah, he was like, I've got one of my mates plays in this band called Wireheads, and I was like, oh, and I've never heard them before. Now I think they're great.
No, I think they play like twice a year.
Yeah,
so
they're very rare.
Yeah.
From what I could see.
No, you'll see him. Oh, Alex said he will send you a discount code.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Maybe we all get one. Nah, I don't buy enough Crows merch to justify that.
I'm doing
What did we think of how they've used curtains so far? Jad is asking. Look,
it's shit.
I'm not surprised at all how they've gone about this, to be honest, because I think I mentioned earlier, I'm not sure if Jad, you were listening at that point, but I did actually get to speak to Burjo about that, and I specifically asked him about curtain because it was around that time that everyone was kind of, begging for him to be selected, and he kind of did give me he's a big-bodied lad and it's going to take some time, and we don't want to burn his confidence putting him straight in. So that just gives me that, it's kind of like how we treated Filthy at the start, just that slow burn.
But
I reckon
was
next
still
year
getting full games, though.
he was.
Because he kicked 5 goals in his first game, didn't he?
I mean, there's clearly a reason. Like,
He's a beast. It's not like we're trying to protect him from getting broken. The guy's massive.
yeah, but maybe he just doesn't have the confidence yet.
But I wouldn't it be better to put him on and then drag him if he's struggling? Like just the other
don't
way
know. I
around would
feel
be
like-
nicer.
Is it?
Oh, I would have thought
The
so.
only thing I'd like, just playing devil's advocate on it, like the Mackesy thing probably did burn them quite a bit, and they put Mackesy out for what was it, 6 to 10 games or whatever it was, where he just got like hung out to dry.
Yeah.
And that did not work out.
But like you said, we don't want to compare them, do we? And do we think like this is just doing harm to Curtin in
You'd hope.
the opposite way?
It doesn't seem like it, but
Maybe not. Probably not.
I think
don't-
next year he'll probably be getting solid games.
it's all about how they've
he's gone
managed
back
it.
to Western Australia, isn't he?
But it's literally all about how the
for a
conversations
price.
it's all about the conversations they've had with him. Like if they've sat him down and said, we're going to ease you in and give you the sub a few times and blah, 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 then that's fine. If he knows what to expect.
Transparency. We're not getting that.
Well, we're not, but he might be, and that's what I've said
Oh, no, but I'd like to
previously. I'm like, if his expectations have been set by the club and they've gone, look, this is how we're going to approach this, you might get very little game time in the back half of the season. Tom reckons Curtin looked pissed. I didn't see that at all. I don't know where he looked pissed. In fact, I don't think his face ever changes. So I'm not really sure
always
where
looks pretty
people are
happy.
He
getting
always does look a little bit down, doesn't he? I think not.
I've seen him look happy.
Not necessarily, but no.
He also
maybe
could just be
serious
like
game face or
focusing on
something.
the game. Like I don't think we need to like read into.
Oh,
any,
no, I wasn't
any of that.
reading.
No, I just mean generally. We don't need to read into whether we think he's happy or
Send
not.
us some face shots of him.
He could have been annoyed because he thought he like could impact the game and he wasn't on yet. Like that's definitely a thing. Like, but I feel like it is silly of us to speculate that they're not telling him the right thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like that is bad. If they're not, that is terrible people management, and I don't think we're that terrible.
Yeah.
I don't think we are.
No.
I really hope I'm not wrong. Put it that way.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's fine. Like it's early days. Like it is early.
It is.
He's got all next year. And look, if he did decide he wanted to go, then we're going to get a nice little pick. Get a nice little
something
pick.
back.
Little
Something tasty.
And I really don't think he's going to do that. I feel like he seems like the kind of kid that's going to commit. Like I don't think he's like, it's not a fuck around. He's no Jason Horn-Francis. You know what I mean?
But like to put it in perspective, that as well. But also Mackesy, even though he did end up leaving, he stayed around for a while. Like he didn't just leave immediately after the first year.
Well, like Nuz says, Mackesy was also no good, so there's that.
Yeah.
So like it's fair, isn't it? That he wasn't. He showed pretty much nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah. There was also Issy said it's not a great look for a team sitting 15th. If we were top 8, you could stomach it. And that's where I kind of sit.
Yeah, I agree.
Like if
with
we
that.
were good and we were nursing him, fine. But what are we losing by putting him in?
We seem to have like managed the team like a team that's sitting near the 8 or in the 8. But
it's like, we don't want to lose momentum by
Whereas
putting
you've
him in
got-
3/4 time.
whereas
Get
you've got
stuffed,
like
who
Collingwood,
cares?
who I know they've struggled for a bit now, but they've played kids all year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like not as like phased by it as a lot of other people are. I still feel like that there's a plan in place and that they're just following it. And
I just have no trust. That's my problem.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I totally get
It's hard to have
why
it.
people are like that. I'm a glass half full kind of gal. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I like to think that next year,
I think the term
Things
you're
will be
looking for
different.
is happy clapper.
yeah. Well, look, if I'm still saying this next year
I
and
know you're
things
not a happy
haven't
clapper.
changed, then I am absolutely a happy clapper.
Imagine
okay?
next year's podcast if we don't come good. It's going to be doom and gloom.
Yeah. All right.
Stay tuned, people.
Here's Pete.
Oh, finally.
Hi everyone, welcome to Pete's Pizzas. Thanks again to the Here We Crow crew for giving us all a platform to lament yet another narrow defeat together. So I'm going to give you 3 takeaways to chew on after an incredibly disappointing but not surprising 5-point loss to Geelong on Saturday. And this week, I'm giving away 2-for-1 deals. That's right, I've gone crazy and all these pizzas must go. First up, I'm talking about Zach Taylor and Matt Crouch. Zach Taylor had 5 tackles, 21 pressure acts and 248 metres gained, while old mate Crouch only had 4 tackles, 14 pressure acts and just 109 metres gained. Which of these do you think displayed their professionalism? So to Zach Taylor, I'm giving you a medium-sized Mariana pizza, and to Matt Crouch, you can have the hard shell crab pizza. Yeah, sorry Matt, it's a bit crunchy with all those shells, isn't it? Second, I'm talking about Josh Rochelle and Lockie Murphy. Josh Rochelle had 5 tackles, 16 pressure acts and kicked 3 goals, while old mate Lockie Murphy only had 2 tackles, 15 pressure acts and kicked 1 goal, and Murphy only had 1 possession in the last quarter. Which would you rather have? A player that kicks goals or a player that guards grass? So to Josh Rochelle, I'm giving you a medium-sized Abruzzo pizza, and to Lockie Murphy, I'm giving you a pizza topped with cooch grass. You can guard that all you like. Nobody else wants it.
Oh, no.
And lastly, I'm talking about Riley Thilthorpe and Taylor Walker. Thilthy played a fantastic game with 7 marks and 3 goals, while old mate Taylor Walker put in a serviceable performance with 5 marks and 2 goals. So to Thilthy, I'm giving you a medium-sized meat lover's pizza. And to Taylor Walker, sadly, I think the end is nigh. I'm serving you a pizza laced with ibuprofen and naproxen to help with that bad back of yours. On to next week against the Dogs. Let's hope we announce a retirement or 2 to give us all something to cheer about. Thanks, everyone.
Oh, Pete, thank
doesn't
you so
look
much.
like it,
What a
Pete, at this
menu.
stage, but-
Yeah, I'm not sure about the last bit. What a shame.
Yeah, that's good. I liked his new little way of doing that.
Now
versus
that
sort of-
cooch grass has gotten a bit of airtime this week. I saw some what was it? Carl Stefanovic show. I don't watch it, but
Sunrise.
one of it.
Is that-
No, it's not. It's
the
night,
other
isn't
one.
it?
Morning
Where
show. Is it
Someone was
morning?
talking about
Today's show.
Oh, today, yeah.
their cooch and like watering their cooch or something. And it just sounded wrong, and he was losing it in the video.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Explicit language warning.
I mean, cooch isn't the great name for grass, is it? Or maybe it is. I don't know.
All right. I want to go through some comments now.
Moving along.
Moving right along.
Digger's excuse was, I was dragged on stage to save the night and add some elite humour as Cozzy had used all of his 3 jokes.
Oh,
Oh.
Hashtag nailed it.
yeah, good
I
work.
don't know why you weren't emceeing. I think you could take over Cozzy, to be honest, Digger.
Yeah, agreed.
P.S. This is my RSVP for your wedding. We're coming. Me plus 1.
Are you getting married?
I'm not. No, Digger is.
Oh.
Digger's getting married.
See you there.
Oh my God. Yeah.
We'll MC it, Digger.
Jad says, interesting fact, Curtin's the only player in the 2023 top 10 draft that hasn't played a full game. Ooh. Null says, I get the awful feeling that some of the kids play in spite of Nix instead of for him.
I thought this exact
And
same
Izzy
thing.
says she thinks so too.
Yeah.
I really hate to think that because they do, like, you know, they do get around him when they win.
Yeah, they do. But then he just says such bullshit in his conferences, and it's sort of, you'd feel like that, wouldn't you? You'd go out there and be like,
He
well,
always
I'm going to
just
show
seems
you.
Well,
like
are
he's
they
pumping
listening
up
to
the.
Oh,
He always just seems like he's
I mean,
pumping up the older players.
Surely anything he's saying in the review is worse than what he's saying in the press conference.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe it's the case, but, I mean, is that better? Is that better, playing in spite of someone instead of for them? I don't know.
Yeah, probably not. It's not really great. No. 4O's Billy said, is David Teague headed back to Adelaide? I really like David Teague here. So I know he's
Surely
been a
it's
bit
been a phone
patchy
call.
since, but
The Teague train.
I'd be up for that.
Yeah, bring him back.
Yeah, I think that would be good.
Nuz mentioned earlier that there's a rumour that Scott Burns is on his way out.
Good.
And maybe that's why.
Your mate, Sam.
Maybe that's where Stuart G might come in because he apparently, according to Yoav,
Yeah.
said that he would be happy to come back for a senior assistant role, but we gave it to Scott Burns instead.
What's happening with Neil Baum?
That's gone quiet, hasn't it? After
Well,
that
yeah,
weirdly.
I think because he was like maybe too keen.
Yeah. Well,
'cause
that
we
was so weird.
Treat him
that
mean to keep
news.
him keen,
We don't
Neil.
need him at Turning the Corner FC.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do we have any?
They're scared of Balm. Yeah. Do you know what? That's a really good call, Wissy. I feel like, Balm will come in and tell
They
them,
need to be scared.
tell
of
them what
Baum.
they do not want to hear.
Yeah.
I feel like, that's a good call.
Someone needs to.
Yeah.
Four Eyes Billy says, I think Nank's family doesn't exactly like Nick's.
Yeah, right.
What?
Where does that come from? How do people find these things out?
We want
Yeah,
this
you-
goss. Can it, if
If
people get this
if
sort
you've got
of
some
goss,
hot goss, you
please
got to
message
send it.
us.
Spill the tea.
And
We'll
if-
make. If you want to spill some tea on this podcast, we will make a stinger for it.
Or if you want to direct message us, we won't say who it comes from, and we'll try and be careful.
Yeah,
but we-
anonymous tips.
We want to know these things.
Let's just
Yeah,
have
there's
some
way-
anonymous rooms.
There's ways to get around these things, people.
Yeah.
There is. It's called anonymity.
While we're here,
we should stuff that up.
Vardy pointed out today, and I did want to mention them because we got to mention in their podcast, but Crowcast, congratulations, cracking the top 10 in the Apple Podcasts
Yes.
football episodes
Yeah.
charts.
It's good for the podcast
fourth
community.
in the country for AFL content. That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Well done, guys.
Good on you, and that's very well done. You guys are killing it, but also, using our name in the first 5 minutes of your podcast is obviously going to get you up there.
Also, while we're
Phoenix.
talking about Crowcast, should we talk about something that we talked about earlier in the year about the kicking for goal and how that hasn't been brought up since? Now we're going to do how we're
Oh,
going to.
yeah, I think
yeah.
that's because they don't listen to our podcast.
But we
so-
should
No,
bring it
Mac
back.
was in the chat last week.
Oh, yeah, he was. He's not here
No,
tonight,
I
though.
don't
Let's
think
put
he's
it back
here
on the
tonight.
agenda, I think.
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah.
Well, we should do it.
Yeah, I think we
So I
should.
think
Do you want to
it'd be
explain
good.
what it was, Sam? Because I don't listen to podcasts.
Me. This is all Lauren.
Oh, Lauren.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, Crowcast were doing the can you kick it from there, comparing their goal kicking to the Crows players' misses.
Yes.
And I say, yeah, let's do that. Let's compete. Because, we told them that they should probably only get one crack at it and they need to have a crowd and a man standing the mark and they have
Yeah.
to be under pressure doing it.
Yeah.
So I think we can achieve that in a setting, and I feel like the club, if we approach them, would probably get behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of Crowcast versus Here We Crow action. Can we kick it? Maybe a bit of like guidance from some of the great goal kickers of the Adelaide Crows: Dusty Fogarty, Riley Thilthorpe, Isaac Rankin.
Mhm.
I feel like we might be able to put that together.
I think this could be. Yeah. I think this could be good. We just need
Challenge
to make
is
sure Ben's
on.
available.
I think we need Rob there as well, just for perspective.
Rob.
Yeah.
I'd really love Rob to teach me how to kick, please.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like our stances
Solid.
would be pretty similar.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
But the deal is that I'm not kicking anything. I'm just hosting it, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. And
Module
none of the
bikini,
kicks
there
can
we
be
go.
from 20 metres or more.
Yeah, that's right. Unless Ben's doing it.
Yeah,
He still
Ben.
thinks
Yeah.
he can kick 50,
Ben's
but
got
I'm
a
not so
leg on him.
sure about that. Yeah.
Oh, Kate would love a Rob versus Sam kicking contest.
Don't underestimate Sam.
Yeah, no.
I feel like this is prime content, honestly. I think the Crows should get behind it if we put it to them because,
Yeah.
we do a lot of shit talking on
We
the
do.
podcasts.
Yeah.
Everyone who has a podcast does a bit of shit talking. So
Yeah.
maybe they can, put their money where their mouth is and shut us the fuck up.
That's right.
That's right. All right. What's next?
Oh, should we do social media or should we do the where have you met a Crows player thing?
Oh, yeah. I kind of want people to send them in because otherwise we're going to get a bunch of them tonight.
Should we do that for next week then?
Let's do it for next week.
Yeah.
Right.
Can people
100%.
send them to us and then we'll pick the best ones and then read them out specifically because otherwise we'll just get lost in the chat tonight. And we got some excellent ones on Discord today.
Yeah, what I might do is I have to recharge our phone, so
Oh, yeah.
you can leave a voicemail once I've done that. But
Yeah.
when I've done that from tomorrow, maybe you can leave us a voicemail, tell us your story about meeting a crow.
You don't have to meet them, even if you just saw them in
Oh
a,
yeah,
in a
just
weird shot.
seeing them anywhere weird. Yeah,
Like the one today where he said he was just sitting there eating like fried rice or something. I can't even remember which player that was now. It That's
The
perfect.
Brett Burton or something.
And then he was like, he was going to buy the latest Pokemon game from EB Games. So that's the sort
I
of
was
content
I was on an excursion with school once, and
Hudson, that's
and
right.
we went to the Central Market when I was in primary school, and we saw Sean Wren just eating Chinese
Yeah.
or something.
What was he?
I added the Chinese bit.
What was
He was eating something,
Oh,
and we said hello to him, and he was like, "Yeah, here you go."
I forgot to tell Mark Bickley how I met him in the basement of Harris Scarfs in Ronald Mall one
yeah.
time when he was randomly signing shit in there. Damn.
damn it. He would have remembered you too.
Yeah, I was 16. Yeah, he definitely would have remembered me from that.
All right, socials.
Yep.
Out of bounds on the full.
All right, so I put it out to Twitter today that, you know, the Crows are after a high performance coach at the moment, and Burjo's been throwing around the application like, come on, join the Crows. I reckon Ben should apply. I reckon he is qualified, and I feel like
Is
the
he?
Crows would be down with big curses.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
the big curses are needed.
What else have we got on the tweets? Not
We had
much.
that audio from, we had that voice memo.
Oh yeah,
Is Aaron coming?
Was that less aggressive
I haven't heard
than
it.
last week?
Has Aaron sent us anything since I said not all Americans are crazy?
No.
no.
You might have turned him off.
I hope not.
All right, we got Nathan here. We'll just play this one. We
Yeah,
haven't
go
listened
on.
to this.
I hope this is what you mean by voice memo. Anyway, hello. Here we go. Big
is.
Nate here. I seriously have nothing. When I heard Curtin was going to be sub again, see, I held off the swear word.
Well done.
Why? What's Nix's beef with playing this kid?
Beef.
Why does this little penis Murphy get a game still? Why wasn't he subbed out? I am lost for words. I'm done. I don't know what this guy's agenda is. Like, give me a break. Play him. What have we got to lose? You know?
He's done it for
I'm
us.
I'm done. I didn't really watch the game. I watched the last half. I was at work. I don't know what going on in the background. Didn't pay much attention because as soon as I heard Curtin was sub again, poor kid, he'll go home. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. Anyway, peace.
that is what we meant
Fantastic.
by voice
So,
memo.
I feel like that echoed
Self-censoring.
our whole game review, basically.
yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
It was just sort of, same vibe. It was good.
we had a bit on Insta. I noticed.
Oh, yeah, we did have a couple on there.
Ash Kamak says someone needs to be immediately fired and exiled over Curtin Gate. It's a gate now.
Yeah.
Digger, do not play Murray on a jet ever again. Oh, come on. Not that bad. It's all right. Dirk said, never mind Brat Summer. As a Crows fan, it's sad sack season. I'll DM you. Okay, so we've
Oh, do you want? I've got it here. Do you want to? Want to read it?
Jesus.
He's gone heavy. I like it though. I like how it started.
All right, ready? You
go.
ready for this?
Yeah, you go.
This is from Dirk. It's really great to hear from you, mate, honestly.
Yeah.
Here we go. He's still daddy, but now I've realised he's more of a stepdaddy. Like the one from the 80s horror, The Stepfather, starring the wonderful Terry O'Quinn, otherwise known as John Locke, also bald. One question I didn't hear raised on the curtain call. Nixie heaped the praise on Geelong, said in the last quarter, we were on the ropes taking chin music and occasionally throwing one back, then in the same breath said he didn't want to upset this wonderful synergy that had been formed. Seriously, why die wondering? What if making a change and injecting someone fresh with a different skill set was just what we needed to jump back off the ropes and lay our own devastating flurry of uppercuts? Maybe we'll find out. Hopefully not this time next year. That's what I think, Dirk. Secondly, quick comment on that boring and bad Kells interview on 5AA. Kells?
Adam Kelly.
Oh, where's he been this year? If L. Murphy is so statistically unstatistic in his specialty, What would happen if he were to break away from those stack of Santa Claus stats? What does that mean?
Means they're not real.
Okay, thank you. I was like, what? Dirk, I love your way with words. Say he got 10 tackles, 2 goals, 300, a goal assist and 20 posozals. Would he then get dropped? Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's why he doesn't want to upset champion data. Because apparently his teammates love him for it. Really, we've got half a list full of Danny DeVito impersonators at our disposal, and he's the one we've settled on. What if someone else could offer what he does, and I don't know, a little more? I guess someone else might not be as popular in the rec room. Finally, can you mention my terrific taco solution? Buy the soft ones, yellow corn if you can. Mission does them now. And put them in the darn oven. That was, yes, we literally can have both. Rant really over. Thanks.
Love Dirk. Well done.
Oh my God, I love it, Dirk rant. Thank you, Dirk. That was the best. I love reading them. It's so fun.
I love his Danny
gosh.
DeVito impersonators. That was a good call. I like
Not
that.
Danny DeVito, as he said. Danny DeVito could probably do a better job than Murphy at this point. With those weird feet.
Yeah. Weird feet.
I also love Dirk's stream of consciousness, Kate. It's just the best. Alex said, hey, if you guys could beat the Bulldogs, Port and Sydney in the next 3 weeks, that would be sick. Go Crom. No, we're anti-Crom here. But like we would really like to beat the Bulldogs. I feel like that's a good
That'd be
game
a
for
nice
us to
one.
win, especially
Yeah.
it's our last home game,
And obviously
Alex.
we'd love to beat Port.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Yeah.
yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be ruining Port's final dreams, though, if we beat them.
No.
It's a shame.
Jesus, how was that result on the weekend?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes no
Is
sense.
is the rumor about the pub napkin thing true?
What was that? I haven't heard it.
Somewhat like some ex-Swan wrote on a pub napkin how to beat the Sydney midfield and it got out somehow, and since then Sydney haven't won a game.
Really?
Seems unlikely.
Jesus.
It was there was definitely an article written about it. I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, right.
Someone's definitely pissed in
Brandon
the
Jack.
pool.
Brandon Jack.
Oh,
Yeah, so what was with that, Alex? Like, is that legit? If only we had those napkins floating around for every other team for the Crows.
Beat Port and keep pick 4 somehow. Yeah, that would be ideal.
Please.
Saints aren't going to win any more games, though. They've gone back to being
I'm
awful.
going to say it. We could beat Port. Like
We could, yeah. We can always... 50,
Like we're almost
The
at
old
full,
showdown,
we're
50-50,
almost
Derek.
we're almost at full strength again at the moment. So there's no reason why we won't beat them.
Yeah, it's whether we want to.
I don't think they're as good as they're definitely not as good as 112 points better than Sydney.
No.
So
No, well, that's right.
I
Exactly.
just remembered, I did have a text from Digger from the game. You can keep talking though.
We're due for a showdown loss, I think, though. Yeah, you're probably right there.
yeah, we are. That's true. Something's definitely gone wrong at Sydney though. What the hell? Like it just seems like
Yeah.
you don't just all of a sudden become that bad.
No. Or
Like-
you go back to if they gone into that pre-finals mode of, the overtraining and then tapering off thing that used to be all the rage back in the day, or I don't know. There's I guess there's ways to.
I mean, hopefully they can switch it back on.
That's kind of what I was saying to. I can't remember who I was talking about, but they can kind of afford to switch off for a couple of games.
Yeah, but
Anyway,
it's
can't
been
they?
a run of them now.
Yeah.
Vardy said we'll get Sydney back on track in round 24.
Yeah, we will.
No fucking doubt.
In Sydney as well.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Sorry, Alex.
I can't remember what I was going to say next.
Was it the text? Did you find it?
That feeling of a close loss, but also not feeling the pain of it, knowing that our season is cooked, some green shoots for next year, and the question of what might have been if Rankin played. That is very much the question. Rui said this morning on Triple M that he didn't play 7 games this year. That's like a quarter almost. Big chunk.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Oh, Mac is in the chat. Don't think we'll beat the Bulldogs. As for Port, they aren't as good as their win over Sydney suggests. I think we're a real chance against them.
Yeah, I think so too.
Nice work on your podcast ranking there, Macca.
Alex,
That's very good.
Alex might be able to answer this, but I believe, if I'm right, there was some rumor about some goss from the Swans against GWS, but also the fact that Toby Green video mimicking Isaac Heaney, I don't think they've played well since that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is great. How good.
Well, they were going around. I think they thought they were pretty good there
Yeah.
for a while, didn't they?
They did.
So,
I think they bagged GWS or something. I don't know the exact details of the rumor.
or didn't Heaney apologise for not being able to win the Brownlow or something as well?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, he did that apology video about getting
that was
suspended.
that, and then Toby
And
Green
then they did the Toby Green video.
did a send up of it.
That's right.
And
which
then,
was
but
really funny.
Sydney, notoriously really hate the GWS social media content
Yeah.
they really off it.
Yes.
Bit of a rivalry in that sense. Like they think it's
How could you be?
stupid.
Yeah,
Judd said have Rankin and Filth played together this season.
Yeah, they haven't. Filthy hasn't played up until now, and Rank's been suspended. So
Yeah.
I was thinking that during the Geelong game, was just like, how good would it be if Rankin was in the side? Like, oh, I've missed you, Isaac. Can't wait for you to be back. Don't even know.
Hades Shade, Nathan, said, what were Sydney's injuries again? Was there a hidden key link in the chain that went down? If anything, they've got players back, haven't they?
Yeah, their team looks pretty good.
Yeah, I think they...
The only one that's really out is Papley.
Yeah, which you wouldn't think he would damage them too badly because they've got a few of those small forwards like Hayward that could probably
He
take
was
that.
having a great run right before he got injured.
Yeah, but you wouldn't think he's the difference between them being good and being
Well,
shit.
no, it's the midfield.
Maybe
It's
Papley
delivering
is out and he's getting more on the punt to get them to lose so he can win.
Yeah, just wants to
Investigate it.
Investigate it.
All right, well, we should probably talk about the Bulldogs game really briefly before we wrap this up.
We've got Bozza's selections too.
Yes, we do. Are we going to win this final home game for the season?
No.
I think we probably will.
We'll win.
Yeah.
Really?
I think we will. The Bulldogs aren't. Like they've had a really good run, but they're still the Bulldogs. I think they're not that great.
I just think the Bulldogs were underperforming, and now they're probably performing where they should be.
That's true
considering
as
their
well.
List.
Yeah.
That's like, I'm not saying you're wrong, but that's how
They're
I
doing
see
it
it.
Carlton where they're like just coming up at the very right time.
Yeah. Like their forward line is scary. Really
That's
scary.
true.
With Darcy and Ugle-Hagen. They're just
Norton and Waitman. Yeah,
is
you're
Waitman
right.
back? He's been injured, hasn't he?
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's back. I think he's back.
Yeah.
Someone mentioned him in the chat earlier, so I don't know if he's coming back for this game, which would be classic Crows.
Yeah, because he did that bad arm injury, and I haven't watched. To be honest, I haven't watched a ton of Bulldogs games.
Neither have I.
I've watched the odd one, and obviously keep on top of the results. But yeah, Bulldogs' list on paper is really nice.
Oh,
So
you look at the fact they haven't been paying Jack McRae or Caleb Daniel for full games. Like they've clearly got some talent.
yeah, well, McRae played twos on the weekend and like 40 disposals. So yeah,
You could see him going somewhere else next year.
He said he's been playing. So yeah, he must have come back from
Yeah.
that. So yeah, look, you wouldn't put it past us to come out and snag a win. We beat them in that game in Ballarat when no one thought we would a few years ago. I don't know. They look like a team that could, if they wanted to come over here, they obviously need to win. Yeah, I certainly wouldn't be putting any money on us.
I think the only way we win is just Isaac being back, just totally powering up somehow.
Yeah.
You know, I was saying earlier, like how he just adds that kind of electricity to our team that we just really lack when he's not there. That would be he's my only hope. He's my only hope for this game.
Yeah.
Not that it matters because Kate and I are going to be in the chairman's event, just having a great time.
Better get some goss in there.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
I never do this, but I'm actually going to back us in. I think we'll win by 2 goals.
Yeah, right.
And the only reason I'm saying that is because, like I said before, I think barring a couple of injuries, we've got pretty much our best team on paper now, so there's no excuse.
Yeah. Macca said, what changes this week? Does Curtin stay in? Who goes out? Should be Murphy, but I think he has incriminating picks.
I agree with what you said, and I don't see anything different happening.
I think he says donkey picks on his own podcast.
I reckon it will be. It should be Murphy, but it will be either Curtin, Taylor, or Dowling.
Oh God, I hope they don't drop.
No, I don't think so at all.
No, I would. Dowling would not surprise me. He had his quietest game by far on the weekend. And I don't want it, but I
don't want it either, but I can see it happening.
Yeah. I
Just
feel
to
like
piss
if they
everybody
were
off
gonna-
one more time.
Yeah, but I feel like if they were going to drop any of those players you've said, they would have done it for the Geelong game.
Maybe.
I
don't
mean,
think they're ready
this is
to.
the last game at home. Like, are they really going to care?
Yes.
Well, I think they've shown they do care.
They do care.
I think that's the whole
That's
reason
why they brought
we're-
Crouch
Message
back.
to the Crows. stop caring.
Do we talk
This
about
year anyway.
We
Lauren,
have stopped.
Did we talk about this on the pod or on the way here? But why did they rush Crouch back?
Yeah, on the pod.
was
I brought that up earlier. It was just mental to rush him back in. the side.
Why?
Well, because that's right. Because they care too much. They're still trying to stay super.
Put him on
competitive.
ice.
The Crows' problem is, and
In their own eyes, of course.
they are looking to win, and it's not because of. It's nothing but numbers and business and money.
Oh, 100% it is, yeah.
And, you know, I really hate saying that out loud because it's so bleh. But the minute that we can stop focusing on the corporate aspects of the club is the minute that we will be good at football.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like now is the time. Like, it's obviously there's been a big build up to Thebby. Like, we've needed to get this fucking Thebby thing happening. Now it's happening. We've got 70,000 members or whatever.
Yeah.
We're still bringing 40,000 people out on a Sunday afternoon, even though we're shit. I feel like maybe we can concentrate on the things that aren't money now.
The things that supporters care about.
Yeah,
That'd be
time
nice.
to become a real club.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Wow, I think that's...
Like, I think we can shift the trajectory now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you'd hope so. Yeah. That's just... And I think that's true this whole year. That's all we've wanted to see. We just wanted to see some sign that was slowly starting to happen. And I think that's why we're so negative even after a game where we don't think we were that bad because, you know, yet, you know, all the rhetoric from Crows fans after it, podcasts, online, us tonight, has all still been very negative despite the result actually probably being reasonably positive. So, yes, let's just hope they don't come out and absolutely ruin it at selection this week because I'd get a bad feeling they're going to.
The best thing they could do is Murphy outrank it in, and I know there's arguments of it's not like for like, but I don't care. Like, they've got to do something.
It doesn't matter. Move stuff around. Like Murphy's role is redundant. Essentially.
Well, let's think of it. Let's like reverse engineer it. What position is Rankin going to play? Right? Like, what's his?
Well, part.
Well, he's
like
going to be in the
deep
midfield.
forward and part midfield.
So technically, who comes out of that role?
Well,
like, if it's not Murphy, who is it?
Well, it's a combination, isn't it, of like between Taylor and Dowling.
Yeah, that's why I said those
Dowling
guys.
has had fuck all CBAs compared to Taylor.
Oh yeah, well, Dowling's hardly
if the argument is like for like, my fear is that it will be one of those two.
Well, it's Taylor. I think out of both of them, it'll be Taylor. I think because they're the more likely.
But I hope the argument isn't like for like, and they actually get more creative and try something a bit different. And
creative. That's what we want.
Yeah,
some creativity. That'd be
but
lovely.
you know what? Like someone said earlier in the chat, and sorry, I've forgotten who it was. But there's no reason why Rankin and Taylor can't rotate.
No,
there.
absolutely.
Like there's absolutely no reason because you could literally put Rankin anywhere. He'll run most of the day. Well, also, you probably don't want him to have a full game of footy anyway at this point because he hasn't actually played for 4 weeks. So his tank might not be the absolute max that it could potentially be. Not saying that he shouldn't be playing because there's no way he's getting a run in the Sandful, let's be real.
but
like,
talking about the
Straight
last,
in,
the
straight in.
Sandful. Are the Sandful playing this week?
No.
No. Well,
I don't
they
know
weren't. They didn't play
Again.
last week. They must be back this week, surely.
just thinking the way the club will think though, like what is likely is they won't feel like Taylor can put on the same pressure as Murphy can put on off the ball.
But he doesn't, though, does he?
Well, does he? I don't know because you don't see it.
Sorry, the non-statistic role that Murphy plays. Yeah, of course.
The Santa role.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you see Taylor out would be terrible. Yeah, I completely agree. If they drop Taylor,
absolutely.
I'll be very annoyed. Yeah,
like anyone but Murph going out, and I'll be pissed.
Yeah,
and I know it's not going to be him, so I am going to be pissed.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Well,
prepare.
Good. I'm just reading the comments like
prepare for 5:50 on the Thursday, everybody.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yes. Look, I think we can. We don't need to melt,
but we will.
We can be miffed.
Miffed,
but not melting.
Miffed. Yeah.
That's my
Is
time
it
for some serenity. Yeah.
Where's Bozza?
Bozza's coming up. We'll do Bozza now.
Bozza
will tell us who is playing this week.
Yeah, this will be interesting after that conversation.
Honestly, at this point, like I think Dan said it. If Bozza was running the club, I wouldn't
Evening,
be sad
guys.
about
Round 22 from the sauna. Very short and sweet selection this week. Number 4, everyone's favourite, out, and the Wizard, number 23, in. Sub to change from Curtin over to Berry, and that's about it. U-Dog's in form, so probably going to be a big loss at home, but just as long as we're getting the minutes into the kids, that's all that matters there at the moment. So thanks, guys. Speak to you next week.
Oh, you talk too much sense, Bozza.
Yeah, well done, Bozza.
Oh, I
think that
didn't
was
even,
pretty well nailed.
I was reading something. I missed it.
Just Murphy out for Rankin. And Curtin not to be sub. Put Berry in the sub.
Either Berry or Crouch as sub, I reckon, would be good.
Yeah, I agree.
There's no harm in chucking Crouch as sub.
Yeah, that's it. I agree.
What about Laird? Can we chuck Laird as a sub?
Imagine sour looking
he'd
down
hate it.
in the sub bench on the sub.
He'd turn into a bench.
Yeah,
he looks like. Is that Laird on the bench or is that just the bench?
Pete said Murphy plays as a defensive mid to block the outlet during general play, which leaves one of their defenders loose, and which is why Murphy doesn't get much of the ball. It is very weird.
Yeah.
I have a bit of a weird observational question. Sort of you made me think of just then, but like the commentary on that during the Geelong game was how Geelong always play a loose player in defence. So where's our player that's not that loose player? Like what are they doing?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a genuine question. I don't know who that is and where they were or what.
Well, that's
there must be a player somewhere.
Well, that's the role that Stewart's been playing, hasn't he? He's been starting in the middle and then moving back.
So why does someone not go with him, or like how does that work?
Well, I guess they just allow them that, and we have our spare in defence or through the midfield. Yeah,
but we obviously don't utilise it the same way. I don't know.
Nah, well, it depends who it is, isn't it?
Yeah, is it Murphy?
Maybe. Four Eyes Billy said no Brody, and Sensible said, "Oh my God, I forgot about Brody."
Yeah, they could bring him back. No, but
forgetting about Brody.
Back? What if they brought him back though?
Do they need to? I don't know.
No, they don't. But what? Yeah.
Who does he? I mean, who would he replace? Like, that's Nank, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which
God, if they did that.
I mean, he didn't have Nank. Probably had his worst game against Geelong, and it wasn't even that bad. But please don't.
Yeah,
just please do not. Nank does so much more than Brody does.
Yeah.
If you disagree, tell me in the chat. But.
Sensible Crow outnumbering stoppage isn't modern footy. Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. But that seems to be where our focus has been over the last however many years. The list that we've got, the type of midfielders that we've got. So boring.
Josh said, is Riley West that sort of player we want for Murphy's spot? Small pressure forward, gets scoreboard pressure and could do the same things Murphy does. Who is that?
Riley West plays for Bulldogs. He's Scott West's son, isn't he?
So we're about to see him in action?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yeah, he's not going.
Lure him over. What about Caleb Daniel? We talked about that recently.
Not who we need.
He's a back pocket, isn't he, or something?
He's always played a lot across half back. Good disposal. Disposal. Yeah.
We apparently didn't want him because he was too short.
Yeah, he's very short. Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that when they can play and he can play.
Yeah. Smith, king of the dump kick, passing by. Tell me about it, Macca. Fucking hell.
Yeah. I know. Yep. Jad, last small forward we drafted was Rowe, right?
Not Rochelle.
Yeah, another Danny DeVito, as he says. Oh, yeah, we've got Parnell, yes, and he's back in full training now. How is he not? Is he getting listed, honestly, Parnell?
Yeah, surely. Yeah.
I think, speaking of that, we'll get to that soon and we'll likely have Nuz on to talk through the list.
Nuz is in the chat. I'm surprised he didn't demand to come on.
But I can't see Parnell. I can't see Parnell and Gollant lasting through this season. At least.
Yeah.
Maybe Borlays.
Question marks all around.
Question marks all around.
Look, Sensible might join us next week. This is your official invite, Nuz. But it is our 100th episode of Here We Crow next week. Cannot believe we have made it this far. Can't believe I haven't killed these guys yet. But
considering we all hate each other, it's amazing with us.
Crazy.
We don't even drive in the same cars anymore.
No.
But we are doing the 100th episode next week at the Torrens Arms. And are we going to be in the courtyard? Can people join?
We've got them both booked, so we can do whatever we like.
So if you feel
Book
like
your tickets now.
You want to come and hang out on a Monday, we'll do the show in the courtyard at the Torrens Arms Hotel. I have tried to recruit many guests, and fuck all coming.
Be
So
prepared for disappointment,
sorry
people.
about that.
Jake will be there.
tried-
No, he won't. It's Monday.
No, he won't. No, but he can come. He can come.
Should we talk about who's not coming? Nah.
Look,
Whoops, sorry. I forgot to
Julia
turn the buzzer
Gillard's
off.
not going to be there.
no. And who? Are we? Oh, well, Roman will be there.
Roman, yeah.
Roman
I haven't
now
confirmed that
Fortnite.
actually. but I
Sensible.
assume-
Nuz will be there.
Naz will come unless he can't.
Yeah, excellent. Is Kate coming?
Yeah, Kate's coming.
Hey,
So
that's
we'll
good.
have Kate and
Kate, can you have
Ben-
some meditation prepared?
She's already. I think she's already sent something.
Excellent.
But we'll also have Ben back hopefully for
Vardy
the
Magic?
100th ep. Vardy Magic. Yeah, I heard he's hosting.
Yeah.
Vardy Magic lifted the veil. That is Vardy Magic.
Yeah, right.
No, that's not going to happen. That will be on our 200th episode.
That's right.
But yes,
Yeah.
Torrens Arms Hotel on Blair Road from 7 o'clock next Monday. We will be doing our 100th episode live. So we'd love to see you there if you can get down. Oh my God.
Yeah, genuinely, if anyone wants to come,
Yeah.
we'd be happy to meet you. Please come down.
Invite Paddy Mills after we lose tonight. Well, I'm
What
not sure if
time's
we'll
that
get back
game
in
start?
time.
Does it start?
It is pretty early. It's early-ish tonight, I think. Maybe like 10 o'clock.
Could I put a punt on?
Oh, no.
No.
Gamble responsibly.
Yeah,
Here for the game.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for
You're
joining
not going
us.
to back Australia, are you?
God, no.
No. They're not going to win.
Thanks for joining us on the episode 99 of Here We Crow.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Appreciate
lovely.
you guys in the chat.
You've all been amazing as usual. Thanks, Pete.
Love
and
it.
thanks,
Yeah.
Bozza.
Thank
Yep.
you so much, guys, for your continued support. Can't wait to celebrate the 100th. Oh my gosh.
100.
Oh, and just before we finish it off, we should mention the Crows women's news of co-captains Sarah Allen and Ebony Marinoff.
And the leadership team as well. So amazing. I am, for one, am very excited about the FLW season. I think.
And
whether we do well or not, I think just the vibe they bring is awesome. So,
absolutely.
yeah.
And we will, of course, be starting our AFLW Fantasy League.
Yes.
Corey asked about it earlier, and yes, we definitely will have one.
Something
so
else
we'll
gonna
organise
finish
that and we'll
lasting.
let you guys know.
We'll get into AFLW news mode a bit more over the next couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
Merch.
Yes.
Paulie Drawn Crows.
Oh, yes.
He's coming.
Paulie John Crows is going to hopefully join us next week as well. And we've got something special to announce.
Well, I
for
wonder
that
what that
as
could be.
well.
Amazing.
Oh my gosh, it's all happening.
excited.
We've also got like stickers coming too. So we've got good stickers coming. We've got so much stuff happening.
The stickers are rad.
Can't wait to share it with you all. Anyway, guys, love you. Can't wait to see you next week.
Fare thee well.
Episode 100. Oh God. Bye.
See you guys.
Oh, noms for the Armfield.
Oh, yeah.
Riley Garcia to
shit.
kick 3 goals.
Riley Garcia. Wow.
Yeah, we'll take that.
That's a
We'll
niche
take
one.
that, Pete.
Riley West, 4 goals.
Thanks,
Hugo Hagen, 10.
thanks everybody else for reminding us what we're supposed to do on this stupid
Yes, we-
podcast.
Without Ben, we're useless.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
See ya, bye.
Thanks. See you guys.